Welcome back to the train room. I hope everyone enjoyed some of my latest videos outside the train room. But today I'd like to get something here to take a look at, unbox. Now I'm not going to make a review of this or really run it down the tracks. Mostly because I just wanted to show just how comically small this box is. Yes, there is an HO scale steam locomotive in this box. It's tiny. As is the locomotive, of course. So let's take a look at it. Look at it. Probably should get more of that. As small as it is, it's pretty well packaged. Yeah, that's not bad. It's safe. Oh, looks like a piece of the horn coupler broke off. Yeah, the front one did. Here is the locomotive. Okay. The paint scheme is what got me. Ooh. From the listing, it was pretty clean, but that's not bad. I'd clean that off a little bit later. This is the locomotive. Look at that. It's a Mantua 040, and going by the fact that this has the front gear, this might be a kit model from the late 50s, early 60s, maybe a little bit newer. I'm getting some residue on me. I'm going to clean this up and then I'll do a test run on this. The custom paint isn't bad. I don't know what that is that's sort of rubbing off on me. I don't know if it's a lubricant or paint somewhere else, but yeah, I'm definitely going to clean this off. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I haven't done any lubrication or any kind of maintenance on the locomotive, just cosmetic cleaning so I can handle it more without any residue. Custom paint job is not bad. I had to have gotten this because obviously it's safe to say that the Penn Central never really had anything like this in real life. I'm not even sure if they ever had a locomotive with this color that they painted by choice. It's very interesting looking. I like it though, and another reason I got it was because this thing, that is die-cast metal. This is a solid locomotive, and this is very similar to my that we've just seen recently, the 060. Same body, and the indication that this one is the old one is because if you look at the smokestack, it doesn't go in very deep. No real headlight either. That's an indication of the early era, late 50s, early 60s. This one seems to have a jewel as a headlight. And the stack doesn't go in deep very much either. I couldn't tell on the eBay listing, but this is genuinely an old Mantua model. The motor is a little bit different magnets, different wiring on the motor itself, but I'm still willing to bet that this is a pretty solid motor and also a very easy locomotive to work on. I'm still getting a little bit of residue. I have no reason in my mind that I can't get this to run again. Heck, it could probably run in this initial test run, so let's get over to that now. Okay, now, before I get started with the Mantua Diecast 040, let's take a look at the Model Power Plastic 040. Now, of course, it's got the same kind of body, but now it's plastic, and it's got a really cheap motor. It does have lighting, but I think that's the only advantage it has over the old model. I just worked on this locomotive, there's some basic maintenance, and this is about as good as it can get fresh from the factory kind of condition. Let's take a look at that. This is the throttle at 20, just 20. Let's go in reverse. Let's see what it looks like going at 40. Well, it has a little bit of hiccups, but overall it seems to be working. Not an ideal switcher speed. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the Penn Central 040. Much heavier. Look at that, it runs. Now obviously it needs more juice to get going. This is the locomotive right at 30. Compared to the 060, this one's already off a better start because it runs. Here's 40. Now, of course, even though that it is running, I'm still going to do some basic maintenance on it, a little more cleaning, lubrication. I mean, it could have been done a few weeks before this locomotive was sent to me. Could have been done all that a year, 2 years ago, who knows, but the fact that it's running is off to a great start, and I'd like to make it a little bit better. But as we can see here, I really do like this locomotive right now. And it's safe to say that compared to the lesser of the two, I mean, I really like this. It doesn't have any lighting, but that's not really a pressing issue. I just like that as a nice functioning 040. It's solid. It could probably pull more, and it seems to be a little bit quieter, even though I'm curious to see what it's going to sound like a little bit later. So I'm not going to do a montage or any other additional parts of the cleaning of this locomotive because it's very similar to the 060. So I'm going to return with you guys when I complete the maintenance of this thing, so I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. And I learned my lesson from the 060 not to get the cylinders out of alignment, otherwise everything gets out of whack, like the running gear, and trying to get the everything corrected is very annoying. It's very small, but very, very tedious. And of course, I've learned my lesson from last time, and that made things significantly faster. This was very easy to work on. Again, very easy. Lubricated it, cleaned it up. The only thing was the underside. When I removed the underplate, that was a bit oily, really oily. But other than that, I cleaned that up, and everything's all fine. Nice note, it has bearings. It does have a 5-pole motor in it. a little bit different from the 060, but this thing is still very, very solid. And here is how it runs. Here it is at 30. Now, of course, the only bit of running I did before I worked on it was that initial test run, and that's it. I'll have to look back at the video to see just how much of a difference it is, but from what I can tell, it's nice. This is really nice right now. It looks like it's moving a little bit. Yeah, it looks like it is. Oh, look at that. I think it's easier to attain a lower speed with this one over the Mantua model. I'm sorry, model power locomotive. Of course, model power did buy Mantua and release some of the locomotives in the Mantua Classics line, but that has actually been discontinued a long time ago. That's been at least 10 years. I'm very impressed with that. Now, what I'm going to do here is a comparison, since they only require 2 rollers each. Now that both of them are on the track, on the rollers I should say, it's time to see just what the difference is between the two. The sound, the performance, everything. This is 20 on the throttle. It's going to be 30. I'm not going to go faster than this, but it doesn't matter where you listen to it from. I'm always going to hear the model power one. I can't tell if I can hear the Mantua one or not. I can barely hear it. And in reverse. Okay, so I can get the Mantua one to be really slow. We're at 15 right now. Doesn't look like it's moving there. Alright, that pretty much concludes the comparison, and obviously the Mantua run Mantua one runs a lot slower. It's quieter. It has a much nicer motor. It has a much nicer body. It's very easy to work on. I really love this Mantua 040. I'm not saying that the Model Power one is a bad model, but it is so cheap and plasticky. And I'll tell you what, they don't make them like they used to. When they say that quote, this is what they're referring to. It is an old model, but it can just keep on going. They're very easy to work on. It's a lot of fun, and it even looks pretty good. Let me see how good I can get this on camera. But yeah, yeah, the paint's not bad on this. It's really not a bad model at all for a custom job, but this is obviously a factory job from the Model Power. But look at that, we have a plastic seam going down the middle. Even the smokestack has that. I mean, yeah, this is a toy. I mean, I think the Mantua one's kind of like that too, although just the quality of that makes me think it's more of a model than a toy. I mean, it's nothing special here. It's obviously weaker. I will need to do a power comparison test. Oh yeah, so much heavier. Yeah, I got this because that paint scheme is just amusing. I love it though. And to conclude this, people that are trying to get into the hobby, they want something cheap and a good starter one, and cheap being less than $50. Get a Mantua 040. Get a really old one because this is impressive. I have a massive collection of locomotives, all brands, all sizes, all quality, and this is really satisfying. You can find these Model Power 040s, but you'll be a lot happier with this one. It's a great model to get started with because it's tough, it's very durable, it's very easy to work on. You'll have a great appreciation for the older things, and honestly, you can keep this for as long as you want. You can just keep on going. It's just a great model overall. Yeah, there's no lighting. Yeah, it's an open frame motor, so you can't just immediately give this DCC and sound if you want, but as a standalone model, I'm very impressed. Let's take a look one more time of its movement. Let's take this off. So much quieter. Even when that's at speed, it's a lot quieter than the Model Power one. So if you really are looking to get into the hobby, you can't go wrong with ancient Mantua models. It's a brick. It is solid. And of course, the only thing on it that was plastic are the couplers, and which is ironic because the front one broke. Well, that pretty much concludes this. I might include this in the background in later videos, maybe a running session, but that's going to be all for now. Thank you very much, guys, for watching, and I hope you guys have an appreciation for older ones. Let me know if you guys have one of these. Not necessarily Penn Central, but old Mantua.